people know me as Cat Hunter, owner of Flathead Catfish Hunters, and this afternoon we're going to go catch some bullheads for a tournament coming up this weekend. I'm going to show you how I catch these bullheads. A lot of people ask, well, how do you catch 50 bullheads in just a couple hours? The biggest trick to bullheads, and it's really hard for people to do, is trying to figure out how to catch them without them swallowing their hooks. I can catch up to 50 bullheads in a night, and at best have one or two swallow the hook. And there's a trick to that, and I'm going to show you how. Now, the first thing you need when we go bullhead fishing, what we're going to be using tonight, tiny little rod and reels. You don't need much. 10-pound test. I prefer a 10-pound test because it's a pain in the butt when you get snagged in the trees and you're snatching on the line and your line breaks and you lose your special little rig. When you're bullhead fishing, you do not fish on the bottom. You don't do it. I don't care what anybody tells you, you don't have to fish on the bottom. Bullheads come up in the water column to feed. Don't tell nobody that. Alright, what we're going to be using today, well tonight, when we start bullhead fishing, tiny little glow tips. You can pick these up from Walmart. Pretty expensive. They're about $4 for 4 of them, but you gotta have them. A little bit of electrical tape, tiny little split shot, and their hooks. Now, when you're bullhead fishing, most of the time a bullhead will swallow your hook, and he'll swallow it deep. You pretty much can't get it out. Well, what I use is a tiny little kale hook. Now this is a number 4 kale hook. Get them from Walmart, and this hook will hook him in the corner of his mouth every single time. Alright, this is what you want to use. You want to take a cork, just a regular old brim cork, take one of your glow tips, and you're going to tape it to your cork. You're going to tape it just like this. You're going to put a split shot, probably, I don't know, 8 to 10 inches from your hook. You're going to adjust your height depending on the depth of the water. You don't want to fish deep. You don't want to fish anything deeper than 8 feet when bullhead fishing. Try to find shallow creeks, mud holes, ditches. You just want to make it a foot to 3 feet deep at best. Now this glow tip is going to act as an attractor, and it's going to make it where you can see your cord very well. I don't know what it is about the glow tip on the surface of it. I don't know if they think it's some sort of firefly or whatever it is, but they're attracted to this, and as soon as you throw this in the water, they will be on it very quickly. As for baits, whenever you're bullhead fishing, there's a lot of people that's got a lot of different ideas on what's the best bait. People tell you worms, people tell you stink baits and prepared baits and dip baits, and sure, all those baits will catch bullheads. But if you want to do it efficiently and cheap, use cut bait. The reason for cut bait is the cut bait will stay on your hook for a long time. Sometimes you'll catch 2 or 3, sometimes even 4 or 5 fish on the same piece of bait without having to change it. And that's a big deal. Some of you guys that fish with worms or chicken livers or something, you know you're going to have to touch a bait every time. Warning, do not, I repeat, do not shine your light on the water. If you have bright LED headlights or flashlights and you shine the surface of the water, you will send them bullheads packing. They'll run right back into their little holes where they came from. What you want to do is use a headlight. I use an Energizer headlight with the red light on it. Use the red light. They cannot see the red light at all times. Even when cutting your bait, whatever you're doing, use the red light and you'll keep the bite going. Because a lot of people start catching bullheads, and they're catching a lot of bullheads, and they get all excited and they're shining their lights trying to rebait and retie hooks because they've broken and snapped off. And then the bullheads stop biting. And they say, well, the bite must have shut down. No, it didn't shut down. You scared them away with the lights. They will run. But bullheads are very spooky little creatures. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you how to cut your bait before you go bullhead fishing. Because you don't want to be down there fumbling around in the dark trying to cut bait. Like I said, you don't want to use your lights. The lights will scare your bullheads away. So we're going to go ahead and cut our baits now. I scale mine. You don't have to scale yours, but I do. Just like this. Probably want to use a little better knife than what I'm using here. That's what I got. We're just going to cut our bullhead baits into tiny little slivers, just like this.
From the Broad Ripple Spillway to the Waverly Bridge, it's been tall tales, rumors, urban legends, and myths about a world record flathead that some say has never been caught. Sometimes he was spotted in White River with flood as big as a coffin laying up in the mud. His name is Big Whiskers, and he's the toughest cat that ever fought. As the story goes, Grandpa was a kid. He was checking a trout line by the Southport Bridge. He thought it was snacks, so he leaned down to take a look. The water started
Just like that. And now we've got enough bait cut up for bullhead fishing. We don't have to be fumbling around in the dark, turning our lights on, scaring all our bullheads away. And just real quick, I'm going to show you how I hook this. And this is all you do. It's as simple as this. This is all you need. Make sure there's no scale on there. And that's it. Just like that. That's how you hook it. That's your bullhead set up. Take our bait, bag it all up. We're just going to put this in the refrigerator. That's how you do your bait. So you want to coat yourself with some off, but make sure you don't get it on your hands. You don't want to get this stuff on your bullhead bait. Because just like with mosquitoes, it will repel the bullheads. And this place, these little backwater creeks, they are just loaded with mosquitoes. You just want to give yourself a good little coating. Just like that. Don't get it on your hands. You won't catch any bullheads. Like I said, just want to have it I'm going to start out a little deeper, get them worked up to the top. That didn't take long. You don't want to use this light. Always the red light. Oh! Oh! About that. Two. There he is. That's what we're looking for. Bullhead. Fast action. Not messing around. Like I said, they don't swallow the hook. They get hooked right here in the corner of the mouth. Just like that, right in the corner. That's why we use cut bait. Hook the same bait right back on. Getting a little dark and a little hard to see. This is our next spot. Bullhead. What we're looking for. Like that. Normally I don't turn the light on, but I'm just turning the light on so you guys can see. Little guy just tried to get away. He wasn't very good at it. Take him too. Bullhead. That's quick. A bigger one that time. Notice when I'm not facing my light toward the water. Like that. It'll take a second. Right there, folks. First one I ever caught out of here. First one tonight to swallow the hook too. And he's fat. That fat bullhead right there. Take a look at what we caught. That's what we got. Just not too long, maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours of bullhead fishing. Those will go along great with the ones we caught last night. We got about 50 last night in the big tank. You can just see them in there all swimming around. Quite a bit of them. You can see this bad boy is just loaded up with bullheads.